Welcome to another exciting episode of Success Hub. I'm Kathy Moise. Today on the program, I have the lovely Ummi Booker. And now, of course, she is a filmmaker, she's a gender rights activist, and she's also the founder and programs director of PAGED Initiative. In a short while, she's going to be telling us all we need to know about PAGED Initiative. We're going on a short break. Do not go anywhere. See you soon. Welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, this is Success Hub, a program that shares inspiring stories of successful people all over the world. Today I'm beyond excited because I have someone who has been doing great job in the society. I'm super excited because she's a woman and she's doing big things. I am very much excited. So I have the founder of PAGED Initiative, and she is the director of programs in PAGED Initiative. People, I'm talking about no other person than the lovely Ummi Booker. Thank you so much for coming on the program today, ma.
Thank you, Kathy, for having me.
I am honored. I must say, today we just want to talk about the great works you've been doing via your foundation. I mean, you've been doing amazingly well, so we want to talk about that today. But first of all, I know you have a lot of inspiring stories to share with us. But before then, what is your personal definition of success? And are there shortcuts to success?
I'm going to say something that might be surprising, but I do think that, sometimes there are shortcuts to success.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, success is doing something that you want to do and doing well at it. Wow. Something you love and you want to do, something you've dreamed about and doing well at it. Wow. So for me, that's success. Anything that you really want to do and you're doing it well and you're proud of yourself and you're happy with the results. That's success.
Interesting. Thank you so very much. All right. So like I said, today we just want to discuss the great works you've been doing via your foundation. That's the PAGED Initiative. So tell us about it. What is PAGED Initiative all about, and what inspired you to start it up? Just tell us about it.
PAGED Initiative is an acronym for, kind of an acronym, not really that accurate, for Participatory Communication for Gender Development Initiative. So it's a media NGO that primarily uses the media to kind of meet people's needs, particularly the underserved communities, any underserved communities, whether it's the gender, the female gender, it's an underserved community, whether it's the urban poor community, the rural community, whether it's persons with disabilities, people that are generally underserved that society hadn't been so kind with. So we set up PAGED Initiative to use it as a medium to meet their needs using the media.
Interesting. That's nice. Thank you. So what inspired you to start it up? What inspired you?
So there has been so many inspiration. There are many things that led up to starting PAGED Initiative, but for me, it's basically interest. I am somebody who is really, really interested in gender needs, in looking at gender discrimination and trying to correct it. I'm somebody who believes in fairness. I believe that society should be fair to everybody, and globally societies are not fair. Nothing is fair in the world that we live in. And I'm also somebody who believes that everybody has a right to be heard, regardless of what you are saying. Everybody has a right to be heard. But then particularly around unfairness, around things that you need, things that have been denied you. So you've been denied certain things, and then you don't even have a channel to properly, talk about your grievances.
Yes.
So
out your mind.
Yeah. So in Nigeria, we have a lot of that. We have a lot of people who are not really benefiting from anything. From Nigeria, they are really struggling. They are cut off. They work really hard. They are underserved, and also they don't even have a platform to even talk about how they are underserved.
Yes.
So those are things that are, primarily interest me. And so my background is actually media.
Okay.
And so I had a master's in development communication. So with that, I found a way to mix the two, to use the media to reach out to persons that really, really, really need to be heard.
Wow, interesting. This is really interesting, I must say. Okay, so can you tell us about the mission and goals of your foundation?
I mean, we just at Page Initiative, we just want, fairness. I mean, that's basically. I say a lot of long languages, but at the end of the day, people who do not even have, a background, they don't have like a sure footing in life. We want to give them the opportunity to kind of, come up and sort of let it be sort of like a balanced playground. It can never be balanced, but if they have the tools, if they have the knowledge of how to fight for their rights, if they have the tools, if they have the platform of, where to talk about, their needs, and then if they have the tools of how to use this platform to advocate for their needs by themselves. We have a lot of, organizations that are advocating for the needs of the downtrodden, but a lot of times, these organizations are focused on what they think their needs are, one, and they're also focused on, coming in to be the ones who make those changes. And sometimes, first of all, if you feel like you know what the needs of people are, you might even be wrong. That's one. And number two, whatever help you might give those people might not actually be what they want. Maybe it's not even what they need. It might not even be a priority for them.
That's true.
And it's not even sustainable. Let's even say that you get it right on all three fronts. It's not sustainable. So at Page Initiative, we try to build capacity, not only, give them a platform, but also build their capacity to know how to advocate for the needs by themselves. So for me, that is sustainable in a way that even if we leave the communities, there's follow-up, they continue, they have the tools, they have the knowledge, they know that, I don't have to take this, I don't have to keep quiet, these are places that I would go to and I'll be heard. And even for the media, sometimes the media forget that they are the fourth estate of the realm. They're like the watchdog.
Yes, watchdog of the society.
Exactly. So they sort of forget this. They focus on, business, on the high profile things, but they forget that, everybody makes up the society, even the downtrodden. So they need to take special effort to ensure that the needs of those, underserved communities also come out. And so what we do at Page Initiative is that we build capacity of journalists as well, of the media, to ensure that these news, the grass news, whatever is happening at the grassroots comes out. And not in a way of, just observing and just saying what you saw, which might not even be right, but also taking the time, the way you will put effort to do an investigative journalism on let's say, a high-profile case. You should take the time to also show community needs using the proper effort that it takes, human interest reporting, so that people really understand, what the situation is. People can empathize with what the situation is. And it's not just, these people need water, these people don't have water, and then you're gone. Okay, but what are the implications that there's no water in this community? What is the implication that there's no security in this community? What is the implication that this certain group of people do not go to school? What is the implication when girls don't go to school? What is the implication when boys don't go to school? What is the implication? How has it affected? What is the real life casualty? Just give an insight, an example. What is the real life casualty of a lack of proper nutrition, for instance? What is the real life casualty for a lack of proper health care in a community? So these are the things that, we build the capacity of journalists to take their time to report. By doing so, they're also bringing attention of the people that are supposed to be providing these services to do that.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. I mean, I must say this is really inspiring. And like I said earlier, you're doing a very great job. Thank you so much for doing such. I mean, to the society, we need people like you, more of people like you in the society, because you're really doing a great job there at PAGED Initiative. Thank you so much. All right, so how do you envision the future of PAGED Initiative, and how are you preparing for it?
I am somebody who takes every day as it comes. If you had told me when I was thinking about, when I had all of this in my head, that I was going to do and implement a lot of the projects that I've implemented to the reach that it has reached, I wouldn't even, it's not something that I envisioned. It's not something that I was, okay, this is what I plan to do. It's just, what can I do to help? And I just start with that. What can I do to help? Oh, and then, just being innovative. Okay, this works. Okay, what if I try this? How does that work? Okay, we've done this a lot. Can we change this a bit? Can we? Yes. What? Okay, this is the community that we focused on. We are focusing on women and girls, but can we actually, change the life of women and girls for the better if we don't, look at boys, for instance, because these women and girls have to live with men and boys. Yes. So so many things. I play it by ear as it goes, but hopefully, I hope that PAGED Initiative will grow beyond this. This is why I'm very particular about, just taking in people, whoever is interested in the work, you're welcome to come. Even if I can't pay you, you can just come and volunteer, get the capacity, get your capacity built. I don't know where else, you can take this knowledge that you have gotten. You can go and start up something else. You can help to kind of grow, multiply it. So this is why I'm very focused on capacity building, because I want to see a lot more people focused on doing exactly what we are doing at PAGED Initiative, so that, a lot more underserved communities can be reached.
Oh, interesting. Thank you so very much. It's really getting more interesting. But we're going on a short break, and we'll be back in a second. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back to Success Hub, and in case you're just joining us, I've been having a very wonderful moment on the program today with our guest, the lovely Ummi Bukar. Like I said earlier, she is the founder and programs director of PAGED Initiative, a wonderful foundation, and she's doing great things, in the foundation. All right, thank you so much for all the conversations. It's been very inspiring, I must say. Yes, it's been very, very inspiring. So what are some of those challenges the foundation has faced, and how were you able to overcome them?
I think the first and foremost challenge, I'm sure you can guess, it's funding.
Yeah.
So it's there's a very limited pool for funding for the development, and the bigger organizations always have access to these bigger pools of funding. Sure. And also, when you're doing something different, it's really difficult to kind of get people who are used to a certain format of doing things. They want to they want you to put it in the old school formats of NGO implementation work. And so it's difficult to kind of convince people that what you're doing matters, so you can put your funds in this, and we will deliver. But I would say that despite that, we're able to sell our vision successfully to a lot of funders who have also kind of helped with the process of the project. Sometimes it's tweaked a bit, but most of the time I would say that I'm very happy that we're able to overcome those obstacles of getting people to kind of understand what we're trying to do, kind of understand why it matters that we're doing it in this small to large way, rather than, because they're always talking about, okay, result, tell us the numbers, the impact, the numbers. So, funders are very, very interested in numbers. They're very interested in, okay, we want to see thousands, millions, the project should indicate that. But I'm very particular about remaining with, getting a small group building the capacity really well and then ensuring that it multiplies. So it's something that hasn't always been successful. We've tried to bid for a lot of grants that we didn't get because we haven't been able to convince people to buy into the vision. Yeah. But all in all, I would say, alhamdulillah, we've so far so good.
That's nice. Thank you so much. All right, so before I let you go, what advice would you give to someone watching you right now? What advice would you give to that person?
I think what I would say is if there's something you think is worth doing, just do it. Wow. It doesn't, I think for most people, they think that before they do something, it has to be big. They have to start big. They have to have everything in place. So I have this vision and I have to have everything in place before I can do it. I mean, I'm not to discount it because I'm sure that it also works, for a lot of people that way. But personally, what the advice I would give is just start small because experience matters. Yeah. So before you get to the big, you have learned, you have made your mistakes, you have learned from your mistakes, you have made your contacts, you have made your connections, you have so many things in your toolbox. With starting small, you have so many things you have, so that by the time you're growing, you have gotten, and like I said, it's even because I actually started quite bigger than I thought, because I had this idea, I just wanted to do it, and then, fortunately for me, somebody just bought in the vision right away, and I got a big grant to implement. And my plan was, okay, let me start small, but I did have the experience, I did have that, but by the time I was ready to start PAGED initiative, it was I got the funding. But then even if I had gotten the funding, I didn't have the experience that I had, it would have been, I would have just not know what to do. Mm-hmm. So if you have something you need to do, no matter how little it is, you want to achieve something, you know what you want to achieve. It doesn't have to be something that somebody is doing. It can be something that you've not seen anybody doing. The world needs new ideas. Yeah. The world needs new ways of looking at things. The world needs, so the moment you see that you want to try something and, just do it. Just start it. Just try it a little bit. My mentor says that, when it comes implementing projects and doing work, money is not the most important thing. And, money is something that stops us. But she keeps saying that money is not the most important thing. Ideas, passion, the will to do it. Those are more important than even the money to implement it.
Oh, interesting. Thank you so very much. All right. Thank you so very much for joining us today on the program. I had a nice chat with our guest today, the lovely Ummi Bukar. I've been saying she's lovely because I've met with her before now. And I tell you, the very first time I met with her, it was a very awesome experience. So she's actually lovely and she's doing big things, great things. Via her foundation. Thank you so much for all the good things you've been doing in the society. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being on the program today. Welcome back to Success Hub and thank you so much for being part of the program today. I had a wonderful moment on the program with our guest today, the founder of PAGED Initiative, Ummi Bukar. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and do not forget to click the bell button for more updates. Until I see you next time with something new. I remain your ever smiling screen angel, Kathy Moise. Bye-bye.